how are we going to strengthen family relationships? That for us has always been the guiding principle. And we kind of did a whole podcast episode about this topic. It was along the lines of mastery for your kids, like, because there are those opportunities. You could get into ballroom dancing. Your kids could get into all of these things, and you could spend a lot of time, energy, money, and effort.
It's all good.
Which is all a good thing. But for us, that was never of higher importance because we were more concerned about the total family development. And we never thought, hey, we're trying to raise world-class Olympian level athletes here or top level chess players or whatever. Like that was never our goal, that we're trying to help our kids become one of those. We want them to try lots of different things. We want them to have skills in lots of different areas. But for us, we think you'll dive into that thing when you're an adult. Whatever your thing is going to be, you're going to dive into that when you become an adult. Our job in the meantime is to introduce you to as many things as possible and to do it together as a family so we have amazing memories. So that's been our approach to it, and that's been the guiding principle. So ultimately, you have to decide what is your North Star, and then you make the decisions about what you do, right? It's still very personal, and it's personal and family, and say, what decisions are we going to make that keep us in line with this North Star, and everything else, sorry, it's off the table. So yeah, our kids have participated in volleyball or dance or, whatever, martial arts, pottery. They've done all kinds of different types of lessons. And they have not participated in one thing super long term, at least consistently with one team. Like our daughter's been on multiple volleyball teams, but it was in Georgia and Portugal, different places. And that, that's not always the best route if you're trying to become an Olympic volleyball star or whatever. But it's been good enough for what matters to us, if that makes sense, and what matters to her. Because ultimately, if we were to say, hey, do you want to stop traveling so you can play volleyball on a team and go to college and blah, 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 she'd be like, no, I love volleyball, but not that much, right? So that's been her decision too, not just ours. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, it's definitely challenging to do both, but you can do both as long as you realize you're not trying to be the professional in this and do this too, if that makes sense.